Oh man, we still get a lot of that garage door.
Yeah.
We can't have people looking at that.
Hey, look at that. We're live.
Awesome. All right. And let's see if we've got so trial and error. Obviously, we're trying to figure this stuff out. There we go. We've got the live feed.
Does it work?
Well, hang on.
Oh yeah.
Shut the audio off. Okay, now we can watch to see if we actually have people chatting in. So
Awesome.
Welcome everybody. This is our first attempt, heavy on the word attempt, at just doing a live video. I mean, we know it takes a little while for us to get content out there sometimes, especially when we're caught up on projects, kind of we're current with it. So that's where we're at right now.
We felt this would be a good way to kind of keep you guys up to date without us sacrificing more garage nights.
Pretty much. Yeah. And, you know, really just a little bit of hang session too.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole COVID thing's like so screwy, and I mean, everybody's like kind of stuck at home, which it's improving now. Finally, things are starting to open up, but you know, it's getting weird.
Yeah, and
So
this way we can all kind of hang out without hanging out. So
yeah, exactly.
it works. It is what it is.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully you guys can hear us fine. Let us know if you're having any weird echoiness. I'm noticing the little volume dashes down there aren't quite lighting up the way that they were earlier. So hopefully the audio is actually working.
Yeah, we have a mic we're trying out, which worked fine in test. But
yeah.
knowing our luck,
Yeah.
it probably doesn't work now.
But this was the scheduled live feed.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's possible, you know, things can get kind of screwy when it comes to like the software versus the hardware and whether you have it in currently or not. But anyway,
Yeah.
so I mean, we heard audio because we were getting feedback in here.
Are you just gonna sit there and watch us?
Yeah.
Watching you the entire time. It's like a really low budget Inception.
Yeah, no, it sounds pretty good to me. So I think it's working out. Okay. Anyway, so we don't necessarily have a format for how we're going to do this. We're really just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, but pretty much we wanted to sit down and talk.
Yeah.
So we got that far.
Cool. And if you're willing to listen to that, one, I feel sorry for you. You must be really bored. Two, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
appreciate the support that we do get.
Yeah, we get a little bit of.
3, we'll try to improve to make this a little bit better for you, but
Yeah.
no promises.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks like it's probably filmed on a potato right now. And
Close.
that's because we're actually going off of a webcam that's in the PC or in the laptop, which I mean is not ideal. We're gonna figure out another solution for that, something that looks a little bit prettier. But I mean,
it's night number 1, so you start with what you got, and then you spend money from there.
yeah. But the beauty of it maybe is that if it is filmed on a potato, then it like is a little fuzzier and people don't necessarily get as high definition of us.
It's got little brown hairs or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. So, I mean, we're just gonna kick it off and crack our beers.
Oh, what'd you
So,
bring me?
Hopefully, you guys are at home having your drinks as well.
Dreamyard?
Dreamyard. Okay, so this is by Modest Brewing Company, and I hope it's actually pronounced Modest. I don't really know.
I would assume so.
Modest. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's the the owner's last name.
New England IPA.
Modest.
Kind of wish it was Old England IPA, but what do you do? You know?
Yeah, right. So I've never had one of these before, but the can is gorgeous. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's a crazy.
This reminds me of
design.
a lot of albums
Check
I've
on
been
the
listening to
back.
lately.
Right? Yeah, it's very
Spacey.
yeah,
creative.
synthwave kind of funky retro wave cyberpunky type thing. But yeah, so I mean, if you guys are tipping back a drink as well, let us know what you're sipping on.
That's pretty good. That's very good. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, that is really good.
That's
yeah.
very good.
Yeah, it's kind of
Modest Brewing. Oh,
I get the
Minneapolis.
English part of it now, the New England IPA,
I
because
kind of
it
get
isn't
that.
quite like a traditional IPA. It doesn't have like a serious bite to it.
Yeah, it's
got
not going to kick you
bite.
as much. Yeah,
It almost reminds me of like a session IPA. It's funny, we were just talking about Canoe earlier, and that's Canoe is a session IPA.
So Canoe is his staple go-to beer.
Yeah, it's
And
by Bent Paddle.
Kind of made a joke at him like, "Oh, I know exactly what you brought tonight."
Mhm.
I was wrong, and I'm glad I was because this is really good.
Yeah.
Not to say Canoe isn't really good. This is a nice change though.
Oh. Okay, well, it looks like the wife has signed on, so at least we got support from one person.
Yeah, technically two.
Technically two?
Oh, she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so we got 2 viewers.
So my wife and my daughter are watching. No drinking from you two.
I'll drink for you, okay?
Yeah, precisely. You maybe try the kombucha in the fridge. But yeah, so I mean, this is actually a pretty decent brewski. We're gonna have to remember this.
Yeah.
You can only get them in the 4-packs though, because they're
tall boys.
Tall boys, yeah.
That's my only I love hipster beer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid to admit it. That's my only gripe though.
With the hipster beers?
Mm-hmm. Typically, you can only get them in tall boy 4-packs, and I like bottled beer.
Right. I suppose like the tall boys and domestics are like, I mean, what are we looking at? Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah. Grain Belt.
Grain Belt, yeah. And then it's like you get a 6-pack of the tall boys, and they're like $5.50.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it isn't exactly like a microbrew specialty.
No, they all kind of taste the same that way. And
yeah. Well, I think there's a pretty significant difference between Pabst and
the Grain Belt.
The Grain Belt, yeah. I mean, Grain Belt's like a little sweeter. Pabst is like a little skunkier almost.
For me, the difference is: am I at a concert that's charging $6 a beer or $8 a beer?
Precisely. It's like when we went to Static X.
Yeah. Oh god.
So Static X, it was a great concert.
Oh,
that
fantastic
was very
concert.
expensive. Where you're looking at like, I mean, what was it? $10 a beer? $8 a beer?
Yeah, I think it was $8 a beer.
I think it was $8 a beer because I remember being pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, it's not $10 or $12 a beer like at First Avenue.
It's still the pack of a 6-pack though.
Yeah.
Price of a 6-pack.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my gripe about concerts. Like, you're already charging us the $50 to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really need to charge us $10 a beer?
I would wager that part of that expense is like you have to offset the cost of the venue, so they probably jack up refreshments and stuff like that. It's kind of like movie theaters.
Yeah, but some venues are so crappy. You don't need to up it that much.
Like the Skyway.
Exactly. Skyway's first one to think of. It's like, I'm not paying $8 a beer at the Skyway when you're clearly not taking that money and investing it into the venue.
Oh no. I mean, when the toilets plug 15 minutes into the show and then you've got 2 inches of urine in the men's bathroom, yeah, I don't think you're upkeeping very well.
That's a nice way to put it. Or
somebody just tried to flush a shirt or something. Who knows? Oh, man. But yeah. I don't know. Who knows like how the pricing all works, because that's the whole behind the scenes thing.
Well, and you can't blame the bands. The bands don't create the price. That's all venue.
They do actually to some extent, I believe. Because I think...
I don't know if they get...
Comedy is kind of like that too. I thought that stand-up comedians can kind of set their pricing.
Really?
To some extent. Like there's a certain amount that they fetch.
Well, what the hell is Static X? If you're watching the Static X, why $8 a beer? Come on.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. We're talking about different things. Not drinks. Okay. I mean, like the tickets to get in.
No.
That
I get. I completely understand a band saying, hey, we're worth $50 to come see us. That I get. I mean, that's no different than us charging people to watch dad mods. Be like, hey,
man.
We'll give you $5 to watch dad mods.
That's a real moneymaker. Yeah, we'll put up a paywall. We'll see how good that works out. Watch our
I could just
500 views on a video go to like 2.
I could just see your wife unlog out. She's no longer watching. It's like, crap.
Chloe is signed off. Exactly. Oh, God. Yeah. So, I mean, if you guys are curious, we might as well touch a little bit on what's been going on with the shop. In terms of video, and actually, I don't even think you guys can see it a whole lot. You can see a little bit of the changes that we've made kind of up above here. Other than that, really, just a couple of little aesthetic things. We haven't made a whole lot of changes in the garage.
Yeah, we did do some cleaning, got rid of a ton of scrap. And by a ton of scrap, I mean an S10 and some leftover stuff.
Right.
As you can see over my shoulder here, we saved a piece of history. That is the cover for the cooler.
I'm really glad that you brought that up. Yeah. So if you guys remember from episode 1, the famous line, "Who's Holly?" By Chris Flink. So that's the cover that used to be on the little Briggs and Stratton that we had attached to the drift cooler. And yeah, that engine ended up going.
Yep.
Because Ryan Peterson's a buster, and he didn't come and grab that motor from us.
Ryan, I hope you're not watching this.
Yeah. Well,
no.
Looks like we got 4 people, so there's 75% chance it could be him. Though I guess that'd be assuming that we have 4 total friends or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that is, okay. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna do something fun with that. We're probably gonna, some kind of Pinterest-y thing, turn into a clock or something.
Yeah, we might make a pallet bench to go with it or something. Who knows?
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? Where are we going with
That's
this?
what they're doing on Pinterest. It's all wooden pallets. Yeah.
What if I told you that I once picked up a bunch of pallets based on something I saw on Pinterest?
Do you have the Ugg boots to go with it?
The Ugg boots?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are Pinteresty girls really the Ugg boots type? I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like those
definitely
are usually
flannel and skinny jeans though, and you got that crossed off your list long ago.
I did, yeah. Well, that's kind of funny because I've literally dressed in skinny jeans and flannel, just not my wife's, my own.
Sure.
Form-fitting jeans, man. When you're short, you need
form-fitting jeans. That's what they call.
You need everything you can get to make you look a little taller and a little more slender. Because when you're short, you look chunky if you're wearing baggy stuff.
I look chunky regardless, so I guess I don't pay that much attention.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna do something Pinteresty and turn that into a clock. And
maybe we'll do a video if you really want to suffer watching that.
Suffer through watching that. Right. Yeah. So other than that, I mean, we just kind of hung up a few different things, and then did a little bit of the cleaning. Pretty soon, we're gonna work on that workbench and make that a little bit more of a metal working table. We'll actually do a video on that one though.
Yeah, and it's been good so far. It's served its purpose.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. It tolerates the hammers being swung against it. And stuff,
the plasma cutter and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing with it. Just a little bit of a spoiler is like if you guys have ever worked with the plasma cutter, it's kind of nice to have a containment system. So if you look at like CNC plasma tables, they'll often have like a sort of a tray at the bottom where water will sit in that. And then that's where all the sparks and debris go. It gets collected into the water, and then that's a little nicer to handle. You don't get crap everywhere. You don't have things starting on fire.
Which is very important for us because we don't have a lot of space as it is. So if we can keep all the crap in one little area, that would be appreciated.
Yeah. And so the trick we're going to be doing with this, and you guys have probably seen it before, is when I roll out the drawer and I'll actually like set up things and I'll cut it with the drawer open and that'll kind of collect it all. Ooh, got a little bit of thunder.
Yeah, we might lose power.
Yeah, if we go off, I mean, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
So the drawer rolls out, and then I'm going to actually put in like kind of a grating on there, and then we're going to be able to plasma cut on the top of that, just like a plasma cutting table would have. So that'll be kind of rad.
Yeah. As you know, we always need to improve not only our tools, but how we're using them. So
yep,
that's going to be huge.
Yes, that will be really nice. And then we'll put a metal table on or a metal top on it. Like I don't know, 1/4 inch or 3/8 or something like that.
Should be more than enough.
Yeah.
The other thing you might be noticing is what we're sitting on.
That's true.
These aren't lawn chairs. This is actually the front bench seat out of the Ford.
I mean, they could be lawn chairs.
The only difference between
this and the lawn chair is that we're not sitting on the lawn.
That's true. I guess any lawn chair is a lawn chair if it's in the yard.
Precisely. It's on the lawn.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. It's true to my logic.
No, it's solid logic. Exactly.
I'm look at things wrong.
Any chair is a lawn chair if it's on the lawn. I mean, you could have a wingback chair. It'd be a lawn chair.
That's true. That's true. If we ever get a new couch, I know what I'm doing with it.
Perfect.
Lawn chair.
Perfect. Yeah. Right. So we plucked this thing out of the Ford because we're in the middle of redoing the floors in there, and
we're not redoing the floors,
but we're
redoing the tunnel,
and we're going to be putting a little bit of paint and stuff, kind of sealing up the floor on it.
Yeah, we need a little bit more space for the new drive line. So yeah, we did.
Yeah,
did a little bit of cutting.
A little bit. We need a lot of space. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty sweet. Ooh, it's thunder, man. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. There's no water in here.
Right.
So far we're off to a good start.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if you guys have ever seen. Maybe you've seen it in some of the videos.
There's a video of you welding exhaust in the water.
Yeah,
from flooding.
BMW video that's not actually out yet.
I thought it was on the Subaru.
That too, probably.
Yeah.
I guess this thing floods a lot, so it's like I probably laid in water and welded a few times. It's probably not the smartest move. So anyway, yeah, so we're gonna be cleaning up the floor in the Ford, but we'll give you a little hint of what's going on with that thing. So right now we're kind of in the process of figuring out and fitting in a drivetrain. So we got, but I think we've got it pretty well figured out at this point. So the next stage is to really bolt it in, final motor mount stuff, and then move on to the next step, which is going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, and we picked up the first part for that tonight, which was exciting.
We certainly did. Yep, and the pouring rain
on the way home,
getting inside of what we picked up.
So so that's dangling the carrot.
Yeah, and that's kind of rude.
Yeah, they're probably used to it by now.
Yeah, precisely.
So you'll see that video sometime.
Yeah,
in the near future ish.
Hopefully, I mean, once we finally get things ironed out and finish the tasks.
Yeah,
so, yeah. There's that. Yeah, and we got a few other things kind of going on. I mean, we've got something potentially happening with BMW. BMWs. One BMW hopefully is gone now. We did actually sell the E21. Yep. That ended up in, was it North Carolina?
Yeah, dude had a tow truck. Is that what essentially picked it up, or a guy with a gooseneck?
Yeah, it was a flatbed.
Okay,
it was like a towing courier agency or something
had
like that.
Had it shipped down to his place, which is crazy to think. But...
So he owned an armor thane business, something like that. So it's kind of like a bedliner type thing, I believe. One of those, where they install accessories and they do bedliner and all that kind of
stuff.
It's
like a Radco, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Up north, I think we have Radcos down there. They probably got their own version, whatever it might be. Jim's bedliner service. Yeah. So he picked it up, and the cool thing is, like, this guy really knew his way around. I think he had an E30, and I think he also had a 2002. But these were shop vehicles, so the E21 was getting picked up to being like the service vehicle or something like that, or like the loaner. So like if you go there and you get your truck bedlined, you might get the E21 for the day.
Sign me up.
Yeah, which is
I have nothing wild. I need bedline. Maybe the Forester. So we get the Forester bedline.
We'll go down there. We'll get the outside of it bedlined.
Keep it from rusting.
Yeah. God, that's funny. Yeah. So I mean, he scooped it up. Wow, that's wild. That's cool. So yeah, he scooped it up. So that means we're short one BMW, but we might acquire another.
Maybe. We have one project that we never shared with you guys that we're probably unloading to pick up. Hopefully another E30 is kind of the game plan.
Yeah.
Mine is not perfect by any means. It's solid, but it's not perfect. And I have a swap in the future that we're going to be getting to that would probably be better off in a nicer chassis, something a little bit more pristine.
Right.
Especially because it's kind of my fun family car, and I plan on having it for a while. So the thought is to kind of pick up rolling chassis, put all the good bits in that, and then maybe take it's maroon, but you call it a brown E30. It's definitely maroon. And maybe turn that into something crazy.
Maybe.
But we have to see.
We'll see where this all goes.
Yeah, this is just a thought. So, but currently the brown E30 had a misfire in cylinder 5.
Yeah.
Which I tossed an injector in it, and now it runs great, but it overheats. So I'm letting that down, which is weird because it's all new coolant system in that car.
Yeah, it's odd.
It's like 3 years old.
Mystery issues. So yeah, hopefully it's just something silly like it's not getting pressure inside of the coolant system.
That's what I'm thinking. I think there's a little bit of seepage, and it's just not opening the thermostat all the way.
Oh, that'd be nice if that's all that it is.
Just something dumb. Well, it's got a new thermostat in it. It's only a 2-year-old thermostat.
That's kind of weird.
But if it's not building pressure, I don't think it's going to open the thermostat in it. So
yeah, probably.
Who knows? I'll deal with that on top of family stuff and hanging out with this guy and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So you had kind of a funny dad moment earlier that you had shared with me.
So I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I love them both. My 4-year-old is a little hellion, and my 2-year-old doesn't quite communicate yet. He points, he knows what he wants, he understands what you're saying to him, But he doesn't quite talk back yet, which makes him the perfect target. I hate to admit it, but he is the perfect target sometimes.
The perfect target.
And like I'm not saying being abusive by any means. If you're watching this government, I'm just saying sometimes it's fun just to mess with your kids a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So before I came over here, my wife's like, "Hey, can you go get Roman from his nap? And can you open up his window while you're up there?" Sure. So I walk in his room. He tossed everything out on the floor from his crib. I mean, blankets, pillows, all that stuff. Turned off his fan, opened up the window, all that. Looked at him, and he kind of gave me this like, "Oh, Dad, come here. I love you. Pick me up. Give me some attention." And I ignored him. I started walking towards the door. I got about a foot from the door when I just hear the faintest of just
just like
I could just kind of tell like he's gonna bust into tears if I step out of that room.
Right? It's so funny. Like I kind of had my taste of that tonight too, where it's like the little man was. I went up to get him after the nap. I got to go say hello because we come out here at about 4:00, so he wakes up from his nap kind of around that time.
Same thing for Roman.
And I get to go up there and actually say hi to him and see him, and then like leaving, I guess he got really upset. So I came back upstairs to say hi again and whatever before I went out, and he was just super bummed.
Yeah, that's how
you feel terrible. It's a new guilt. Once you have kids, it's a guilt you had no idea that you were gonna carry.
You feel terrible, but at the same time, you're kind of laughing a little bit on the inside. Like
there was no laughter on my situation.
In my situation, I was just
trolled
like,
your little boy, so there's laughter.
I was laughing a little bit. I turned around. He was seconds from having tears in his eyes. I went up, picked him up, and then he got down the floor. He grabbed his blanket and. Like, all right, buddy, like, come on, let's go downstairs. Let's go see Mom. And he just stood there. He's like,
He's like, I'm over you.
He's like, no, you got me out of the crib. I don't need you anymore.
I'm tired of your shit, man. You served your purpose.
It's like, go hang out with your buddy.
Well, and now Harper, your daughter, is at an age now where she can start working in the garage a little more. She actually can be a little more useful.
Okay, so I haven't shared this story with you.
Perfect.
Heads up, this involves the F word. I did not say the F word. I'm repeating what my 4-year-old said.
That's a good preface.
I'm out there, was it Monday or Tuesday, working on the BMW, trying to get this injector swapped out. And I'm not letting her help me. The point that I was at, just she couldn't help. There's nothing easy I could have let her just tinker with. Mm-hmm. So she gets all mad at me and stuff, and she goes to storm off and whatnot, and it's like, where are you going? She's like, well, you need my help because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And then she like just turned around and stormed off on me, and I looked at her, and I'm like, what? What do you mean I don't know what the F I'm doing?
Your daughter said you don't know what the fuck you're doing?
Yeah.
All right, so tell the viewers how old she is.
She's 4. She's like, you need my help because you know what the fuck you're doing. I looked at her like, I know exactly what I'm doing. You just can't help right now. Like, you don't understand how cars work. You don't understand the process of what's going on.
Well, she'll grab like the crescent wrench and she'll bang it against the intake manifold.
She's Jeremy Clarkson in a small little kid body.
And that might work. I mean, maybe if you've got like an old small block Chev, you can, grab the kiddo, have her hit it with a hammer.
I should have her work on that 4.3 sit in my garage.
Oh yeah, that's true. Have her start unbolting stuff.
That's not the first F-bomb of the week from her either.
We
took her to go play disc golf. It's kind of windy.
Yeah.
And she went to go throw, and the wind picked up, and it took her disc and did what wind does with plastic in the air. And all we hear is fucking wind. I looked at my wife. I looked at the kid. I looked at my wife. I'm like, I would have said the same thing. Like, she's not wrong.
And she's like, what, 6 years old?
She's 4.
She's
4.
She's 4. I thought she was in kindergarten.
No, she did pre-K half days.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And she'll do pre-K 3 days a week from like 7:30 to 2:15 or something next year. And she's never sworn at school. She doesn't swear at grandma's house
yet. But
if she's in the garage with me, if we're out doing something, she's got a little mouth on her.
It's good she knows that it's a free for all when you're out hanging out with Dad.
The rule is don't be a dick.
Yeah,
and she's not. She's being nice. She's like whatever. Like I don't. I would have said the same thing. If I'm playing disc golf and the wind takes my shot, oh yeah, I'm saying the same thing you just said.
Right? Yeah, if any of you guys have really good kiddo stories, feel free to comment them in.
We would love to hear them. That's what we should do. Kiddo story of the week.
Kiddo story of the
If
week.
you share the best kiddo story, we'll share it with everybody the following week.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, and I'm trying to think if I've got a good kiddo story for the week. Nothing too wild.
He's not calling you a little shithead or something.
Well, no, I mean, like his first phrase he ever said was "oh shit." And you could call that a phrase, but yeah, I'm pretty sure "oh shit" was the first. Or it might have been. I'm no joke. Swear word was like his first word.
I find that fitting, though. I mean, you and I don't want to say we swear too much, but we swear enough to where it doesn't surprise me.
We adequately curse.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I work in a shop, so for me, that's just second nature.
Right.
I go to my grandmother's house, and I have to try really hard not to swear.
I've just given up on that. My poor grandma. Sorry, grandma, if you're watching.
Okay, so we got 3 out of the 4 people figured out.
Yeah, there we go. Oh man. Yep. So I don't have anything too stand out for kiddo stories, but yeah, if you guys have anything good, feel free to post it into the comments there.
Kids make life so much better. They're so much fun.
They are a hoot.
They keep you on your toes, and they just give you moments where you look and like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, you're just like. Well, the thing is, like, they are little chips off the old block.
Oh, yeah.
To some extent, either one of you, the wife or you or a significant other, I don't know what your circumstances, they are a version of you, for better or for worse. So you get a nice little bit of insight into yourself.
God, I'm terrified. Yeah. Oh, man, I should have never been a dad then. I completely screwed up my kids.
Yeah. Let's see how all that goes.
Both of my kids like to collect rocks.
Wow.
Which is fine.
Riveting.
They're kids. Yeah. Well, there's a play.
I collected rocks when I was a kid,
it
too.
Definitely shows.
They're cool. Yeah. I ate them, too.
That actually explains a lot.
So what do they score? Agates or something?
No, just rocks.
Just rocks. Just regular old rocks.
But here's the catch. If you go through the little pile at home.
Are they pretty or are they all just like dark gray?
Nope. If you go through their pile at home, there is a chunk of a brick sitting in the I don't know why. I was looking at it the other day. It was like obviously just random grade of rock and then just a chunk of brick.
This is crazy.
And that's going in the pile.
Crazy shape. Oh my god, that's so.
And if they'll get if we go for walks and one of them grabs a rock, they get mad if you don't let them bring them home. Like,
really?
They're like, it's for the collection. I'm like,
you know what you guys should do?
Great.
You should do like a little surround of your house. You know, where it's like you remove the green for a little certain, I don't know, like 1.5 feet or so, and then you'll put in like bedrock and stuff in there, and let the kids pick up their own rocks and actually add to the whole thing.
Well, we have enough rocks, we could probably already do that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
nuts. It's kind of nice. It look decorative. It means you don't have to like try, because your mower can never always get up to the house. And
the problem though is it wouldn't stop. If I let them have one portion of the yard, then
you do all the way around the house.
Oh, yeah.
It take them ages to fill it.
You underestimate my kids and their rocks.
Yeah. What, do they take the bus down to like Canal Park to go pick rocks?
If they come out into the garage with me and they see a rock in the driveway, they'll pick it up like, ooh, I like this one.
This one's a darker shade of brown.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Jesus. So what do they do when you take them down to the beach, or rather down to Canal Park, where there's a million little polished rocks down there?
We went bike riding down there on Saturday, and I think Harper brought back 3 rocks. Roman probably would have, but he didn't really get a chance to get out of the stroller or out of the bike carrier thing.
Oh, you guys are on bikes, okay.
But yeah, they like their rocks.
Yeah.
And Roman likes to throw things. So I gotta be very careful when he has a rock.
So he has an arsenal at his disposal.
Because sometimes it's I'm gonna put this in the pile, and sometimes it's like I'm gonna see how far I can throw this.
That's nuts. That is nuts. Yeah. So how cool was that? Actually, I can't give exact details on what we were doing tonight. So we met up with somebody here local to go and pick up a certain component for the Ford, which you guys will see obviously in the next coming video. And this dude has a full machine shop, at least in his garage.
And in that machine shop in his garage is a big dog.
This is true. You know what? I didn't even think of the fact that that dog was in the garage already.
When we got in there.
Yeah, when we got in
It
there.
just laid on the floor.
What? You think he was working? So it was a mastiff, and this thing, its head was sitting at
4, and he was
what,
huge.
4 feet up, something like that. His head was.
God, he was.
If he would have stood up, he would tower over me. And I know that doesn't take much, but
If the truck broke down, Jake would have made it home riding this dog.
yeah, exactly. The thing was massive.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, no doors were open. We just went in there, and all of a sudden, this giant horse of a dog comes walking
around the corner.
Yeah. And that's only a part of the craziness that was going on in this place. So he has a CNC, he has his own CNC.
He can cut flywheels. He can cut.
He has a flywheel.
I don't know what it's called.
Cutting whatever the machine.
It's a flywheel machine. That's
yeah,
what we'll call it.
a head resurfacer, 2 different mills, big mills.
Yeah,
like 1,500-pound mills.
One that apparently a cat blew a motor out of.
Yeah, that was a story. And then he's also got a huge lathe, which I think he said had a 14-inch swing on it.
I think so.
So
yeah.
big boy. Yeah.
Not to mention a 2-post lift in the stall next to it.
Right.
Plus, all controlled off of a window AC, which was nice. Kept it cool in there,
Right.
and
I know.
heat and.
I know, it makes me feel lame. Like now I need to try and put a wall AC in here.
My garage feels lame towards your garage. His garage makes my garage just feel like I'm working in the alley.
Right. Well, I wish that mine had the look of yours though.
The brick.
And not like the fact that you got, everything ran through extension cords. Not that look, because that's pretty hilarious.
The fact that I look like I collected everything from just walking down the streets.
Pretty much. And then you use that to wire up your garage. Yeah, it may or may not start on fire. No, the like cinder blocks and stuff. Like I like that look because you have a finished garage. It'll never quite have that look of like brick or cinder block or metal. Like those, they just has like a certain aesthetic to the garage. That
it looks a little
really
bit more
awesome.
like a shop than a garage.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so I mean, I've got a mixture of painted OSB and sheetrock. Yeah. Which I mean, it looks fine, but
it looks just fine.
Yeah, but I kind of wish that I had that sort of aesthetic.
I kind of wish I had more than one outlet.
Yeah, exactly. Which we will definitely get to. We might shoot a video on that. But that's one of those things where it's like we don't want to be liable for.
It would be more of a montage. Like we'll just gotta.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we did this.
There'll be some dubstep and then like 4 minutes of just.
Is that what we're gonna do? Dubstep. We'll get some like laser lights and.
Disco ball.
Going on.
We should get Charlie up here and just like, Charlie, turn my garage into a dance floor.
There we go. We'll have DJ Spruce come and bring the whole stereo over. We'll hook that up in there, and then we'll have that pumping while we're wiring the garage.
Yeah, we'll just have to run an extension cord from the house so they can run their audio.
That's hilarious. That's literally. We almost have to wire the box for Yeah. Wow.
Or wire everything.
So this idiot has his entire garage ran off of a 15 amp switch.
I have 7.
And he's welded in there.
7 lights. Audio, a heater, cord reel.
Yeah.
Cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Floodlight. Yeah.
I would be really curious. And here's the thing, like, and
off the one.
This is where idiot is maybe a little silly, because
it's pretty accurate.
You have a breaker in the house, so the breaker is going to go before the outlet's going to go, in theory, because you don't have like the glass like fuses, right?
No. It's an updated fuse panel.
Yeah. So it's probably going to trip before you start a fire.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have a fire extinguisher out there
as long as they didn't go from like I don't remember what the gauges are. If it's what is house wiring, like an 18 gauge or 16 gauge or something like that.
I think.
So in my place, we've got the shed. It was already here before we built the garage, and when I built the garage, I should have thought about it and actually just wired up the shed off of the garage, so it's sort of like the sub panel to the garage. Didn't do that, but so it's still wired off the original wiring that's in there, and it's a 20 amp wire that goes into the box, and then in the box they must have ran out of wiring because then they nutted it, and then they did a 15 amp that was like 12 inches long.
But see,
I haven't burned anything down. But
at least you built your garage.
Mhm.
So with starting out with nothing, it's easy to start and like do it the correct way and
Right.
fix every little thing on the way there. We bought our house with the
Mhm.
garage already there, so now I'm just stuck fixing everybody else's mistakes.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's what my house is.
everybody else's mistakes.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well, you've seen the bathroom.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the bathtub with the
Oh my
wall
God.
and then like a foot and a half of empty space and
Okay.
a window.
So, I'm sure some of you guys have little doozies that are in your house, or if you luck out and you just
That's
have
not
like
a nice thing to call my kids.
So I've got a bathroom that has it's a small bathroom. It's kind of basically a closet. It's a big closet. So it does actually fit a tub, but what they did was it's basically like a big rectangle, small rectangle, and there's a window. And rather than like getting a custom made tub or something like that, or a smaller tub, and tucking it sort of would it be parallel with the window? So windows on this wall, it would have been right here. They built it this direction, and they built a wall that covers about 80% of the window. So there's a wall built in front of the window, and you've got about a 6-inch gap, 8-inch gap, something like that, to like
Yeah,
reach
maybe it's 8
around
inches.
and try and open the window that's behind it.
Well, see, here's
It's
the thing: if they just would have
ridiculous.
put like a claw tub in, you've been done. You wouldn't even need that little wall. Nothing, I don't think.
A clawfoot. Clawfoots are pretty big though.
Yeah, but I think you could eliminate that whole.
They have a big
partial wall.
footprint, you could say.
Oh God! All right, and on that note, it was great chatting with you guys.
Yeah. So that's week number 1 of the Dad Mods, or Have a Brew with the Dads Thursday night extravaganza extraordinaire. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Take care.
Yeah. What is the dude from Channel 10 around here say?
I don't know. I don't
Something
watch.
and be kind.
Be kind and rewind.
All right, bye guys.
Oh, no, we're still here.